Good afternoon, students. In the previous class, we seen that how we are going to derive the efficiency equation for Brayton cycle. Clear. Today we will solve on air Brayton. So what is the process? In air standard, the air enters the compressor at 100 kilonewton per meter square, and the temperature is of air leaving the compressor is 500 kilonewton per meter square. So this is the data given for air standard Brayton cycle. Clear? The maximum temperature of the cycle. In this problem, we are going to determine the pressure and temperature at each point of the cycle. Clear? Then the work available per kg of air calculated and the efficiency of the cycle. So this is what we are going to see in this problem. Okay. So the given data, first we have to write the given data. Whenever we are going to solve any problems, no, first we have to take the given data. So we already seen that the pressure before compression, that is, this is 1 to 2 is isentropic compression. Okay, 1 to 2, from this video we can see that, from this we can see that okay. This is isentropic compression. Air is going to compress here isentropically. 1 to 2. 1 to 2 is isentropic compression, and 2 to 3 is constant pressure heat addition. Okay. Then 3 to 4 is, already we have discussed this, I think. So 3 to 4 is isentropic expansion, and 4 to 1 is constant pressure heat rejections. This is TS diagram. So once isentropically it is being compressed, mean here the entropy is going to be constant, whereas temperature increases from 1 to 2. Clear? Then it is heat addiction process. Second one is heat addiction process, where the temperature increases from T2 to T3. Here this is the maximum temperature. This is the maximum temperature of the cycle. Okay, this is what given in the problem. The maximum temperature T3 is 1173 Kelvin, but it is given in the problem as 900 degrees Celsius. When we convert that 900 degrees Celsius into Kelvin, mean that is 900 plus 273. So it gives like 1173 Kelvin. Clear? So the given data is where pressure is P1. P1 at okay. Before enter 100 at this point, 1 at 1, it is 100 kilonewton per meter square. Whereas the temperature at this point is 15 degrees Celsius. When we convert that into Kelvin, mean it is 288 Kelvin. After compressions, that is after compression at P2, clear? That is P2, it is 500 kilonewton per meter square. Am I clear? So maximum temperature of the cycle is 1173 Kelvin, right? Okay. So now we will go to the second point. Next. So at point 2, now we are going to see at point 2. Point 2 is After compression, pressure is 500 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, this is the uh, uh, PVT relations for, that is PVT relations for isentropic process. Here T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by gamma. So this is the PVT relations which we will be studying at thermodynamics. Okay. So from this we are going to calculate the temperature, because we know the pressure at point 2. Now we have to calculate the temperature at point 2. Clear? So T2 is equal to this T1. T1 is going to be T1, that T2 is equal to T1 into P2 by P1 to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by gamma. So we know the value of T1. So substitute the value of T1, that is T1 is equal to 200, and because it is 15 degrees Celsius, no, as it is given in the problem. So it is 288 Kelvin into, we know the pressure that is at P2. P2 pressure is 500 kilonewton per meter square, and whereas the pressure P1 is equal to 100 kilonewton per meter square. For air standard cycle, for air gamma is equal to 1.4. Okay, for air gamma is equal to, for air gamma is equal to 1.4. Okay, so this you have to remember always. For air it is 1.4, gamma is equal to 1.4. We are going to substitute that value of 1.4 here. That is 1.4 minus 1 divided by 1.4. So we will be getting the T2 value out here. So T2 is equal to 456.14 Kelvin. Okay. So in terms of degree Celsius, if you want, you're going to minus 273 from this. We will be getting the answer for 183.14 degrees Celsius. Clear? So now at point 3, we know that at constant pressure, on the previous slide, that is, let me draw it here. So this is PV diagram. No, this is PV diagram for, Brayton cycles. So this is isentropic compression, then constant pressure, heat addition, then expansion, then constant pressure, heat rejection. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can see that this is constant pressure heat addition. That is QS. That is heat is supplied here. Heat is supplied here. Okay, and this is QR. This is QR. This is QR, where heat is being rejected. This is expansion process, and here only we will be having the maximum temperature. Right now the pressure is constant. At point 3, P2 is equal to P3, because already we know the value of P2. P2 is given in the problem. Okay, after compression, that is 500 kilonewton per meter cube, where P2 and P3 is constant. That is why P2 is equal to P3 is equal to P2 is equal to 500 kilonewton per meter square. Clear? So temperature also given in the problem. That is 900 maximum temperature, which is given in the problem. So 900 degrees Celsius. When we convert it into Kelvin, we will be getting that 1173 Kelvin. Clear? Okay. So at point 4, if we know the pressure and temperature at all the salient points in this PV diagram or in the TS diagram, so that it will be easy for us to solve the problem, where P4 is equal to P1, because at the constant pressure heat is going to be rejected. Am I clear? So at point 4, pressure is 100 kilonewton per meter square. As it is, the heat is rejected at the constant pressure. So P4 is equal to P1 is equal to 100 kilonewton per meter square. So from this PVT relations, we can find out the value of T4. Okay, so we can find out the value of T4. So T4 by T3 is equal to P4 by P3 to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by gamma, because this is PVT relations. This you have to know. This you will be studying in the applied thermodynamics. Okay, applied thermodynamics. You are going to study that. You might have studied, or else you will be studying that. Okay, so T4 by T3 is equal to P4 by P3 to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by gamma. Therefore, T4 is equal to T3 into P4 by P3 gamma minus 1 divided by gamma. Okay, here we know that P4 is equal to P1. P4 is equal to P1. Okay, likewise P3 is equal to P2. P3 is equal to P2, because here the heat is added at constant pressure. Here at the end of the compression stroke, we know that pressure is 500 kilonewton per meter square. Likewise here also, like at the initial, that is before entering into the compressor, P1 is equal to 100 kilonewton per meter square. So P4 is equal to P1, P3 is equal to P2. That we have seen from the PV diagram itself. Okay. So on this is one, this is 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. You can see that here the pressure P4 is equal to P1, pressure P3 is equal to P2. So we are going to substitute the value of P1 and P2 instead of P4 and P3. So P4 is equal to here it is 100 kilonewton per meter square. So that is 100. Then P3, instead of P3 we are going to substitute the value of P2, because it's constant pressure heat addiction process. That is 500 kilonewton per meter square. So on substituting, the T3 is the maximum temperature which is given in the problem, that is 1173 Kelvin. So on substituting this, we will be getting the value of T4. T4, that is 467.61 degree Celsius, right? So work done. Work done is heat supplied minus heat rejection, right? So work done is heat supplied. Heat supplied. Heat supplied is QS. Okay, heat supplied is QS. QS minus, where QS is heat supplied and QR is heat rejected. Now heat supplied is equal to M into CP. M into CP. CP means specific heat at the constant pressure. Specific heat of air at the constant pressure. Okay. There's a CP. CP is equal to 1.5 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Kilojoule. Right. So actually what is the formula is, for heat supplied, heat supplied is equal to M into CP into T3 minus T2. Okay, T3 minus T2. So this is heat supplied at constant pressure. So that is why the specific heat at constant pressure. So the CP value is equal to 1.005 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, right? So we know that we are considering mass is equal to 1 for unit mass. Okay. So 1 into for M we are going to substitute 1, and CP is equal to 1.005 into T3 is equal to 1173 minus 456.14. So we will be getting that value of heat supplied as 720.443 kilojoules. Clear? Right. Then heat rejected. heat rejected QR is equal to M into Cp into T4 minus T1. This is heat equation actually. This is heat equation. Q is heat. This is heat equation. Okay. So M into Cp into T4 minus T1, where heat supplied is equal to M into Cp into T3 minus T2. Okay. By substituting the value, we know that T4 is equal to 700 and this has been converted 746, 746, 700 and sorry, so 467.61 plus plus 273, 273, which is equal to 740, 740.61. Okay, 740.61. So this we are going to substitute here and we will be getting the value 454.873 kilojoules. Okay, now work done. Work done is equal to heat supplied minus heat rejected. So substituting the value of heat supplied and heat rejected, we will be getting the value 265.57 kilojoules per kg. Okay. So next we are going to find out the efficiency. Efficiency is equal to work done by heat supplied. Work done by heat supplied. Okay. Work done by heat supplied into 100. So this is how we are going to find out the efficiency. We know the value of work done and we know the value of efficiency. Now we are going to substitute those values and we are going to find out the efficiency. Okay. So efficiency is equal to work done by heat supplied. So substitute the value of work done, that is to the 265.57 divided by 720.44. So we will be getting the efficiency as 36.86%. Okay. So this is how we are going to find out the efficiency of a Brayton cycle. Clear? So if you have any doubt, we can discuss in person when you come to the classes. Okay. Bye. See you. Thank you.